the collapse of masculinity and its ramifications. It's no secret that men have a problem today. Two recent studies demonstrated this with horrific insight. One study showed that being lonely, or more importantly, feeling lonely, is as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Another study showed that very few men today have close friends. For many men today, there is an epidemic of loneliness. In this video, we'll explain why this is and what to do about it. But in the what to do about it section, this will not be a society-wide fix. Why not? Because there is no society-wide fix. There is only an individual fix. First, the problem state. This requires an understanding of the structure and the development of the human brain. A long time ago, long before we became humans, our brains tripled in size. This made giving birth very complicated. To maintain our ability to walk, which required keeping the hips in more or less the same structure, human babies were born far less than fully developed. Our brains are continuing to develop 10 to 15 years after we are born. How does this happen? Our brains don't develop only because of genetic programming. Our brains soak up necessary information from those around us, our caregivers and other adults. Think about a typical male baby in a hunter-gatherer environment. That is the environment in which our mind-body systems were calibrated. What kinds of ideas and behaviors would a male caveman soak up as they grew up? The men always competed to be the most productive. The most productive men of the tribe got the most rewards. Of course, they likely hunted in teams, but those teams existed in a hierarchy, like a football team. And the ancient quarterback, the guy who had the big ideas, the guy who called the shots, was probably treated with massive respect by the tribe. Why? Because that guy, that ancient quarterback, was the one that was the most responsible for providing the most calories to the tribe. He provided calories in exchange for status and respect. And all the men wanted to be that guy. All the men tried their very best every single day to maintain or increase their status within the tribe. And the only way they could do that was to increase the amount of calories they provided to the tribe. And all the men were competing to do this, to become the most productive men of the tribe. The entire tribe had a vested interest in turning boys into men. Tribes that did this better would have better hunters and therefore better replicate themselves compared to their competition. These are the kinds of things that ancient cave boys soaked up as they were being turned into ancient cave men. Men competing with other men to be the most productive so they could provide the most calories to the tribe so they could get the best rewards from the tribe. Now think of a modern man who grows up within a healthy two-parent family. What kinds of things do they soak up? Responsibility, providing for your family, asserting yourself in difficult situations, maintaining frame within a relationship, successfully dealing with a less than ideal world. What about a modern man who grows up with a less than ideal family situation? What kinds of ideas and behaviors do they soak up? General complaints about the world, how it isn't fair, various coping mechanisms, not a lot of positive and healthy conversations between two parents as you grow up. Children further soak up stuff from their teachers at school. As society continues to disintegrate, more and more men are growing up without positive masculine role models. In a very tangible way, the kinds of things that you soak up as a young human affects how you see yourself and the world as an adult. This explains the masculinity crisis among many young men today. They've grown up without a lot of necessary role models they need to learn from. From a society-wide level, this is not something that can be easily fixed, if at all. This is the kind of problem that is generations in the making. But there is hope on an individual level. If you didn't have the best role models growing up, you can still bootstrap yourself into a positive masculine future. One huge advantage that we humans have is a storytelling instinct. Storytelling has been part of human culture since before recorded time. And consider that one of the main benefits of the storytelling instinct is it provides us with fictional role models when we don't have any real role models. So even if you didn't have any positive masculine role models growing up, you can still learn from imaginary or fictional role models. It may seem weird to learn skills from an imaginary role model, but this is part of who we are as humans. So, what kind of role model or role models do you wish you had growing up? Imagine if you could communicate with an imaginary role model. What kinds of questions would you ask? What kind of advice would you like to hear from your imaginary role model? What kind of inspiration and motivation would you like to draw from your custom-built imaginary role model? Your natural storytelling instinct is already being fed every day by movies and fiction and video games and political narratives. Consider that it might be much better to take back control and create your own imaginary role models to help propel you into a much better future, so you can enjoy all the things that will get you. If you're interested in learning more, please visit mindpersuasion.com. Check out the links below. And because we make videos almost every day, please subscribe so you can continue to learn more. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.